Hey guys, welcome back to Ingo's Restoration. So today we're going to talk about an issue that I had with my transmission. This is my 2005 BMW X5. It's the 3.0 with the GM transmission. It's the GM 5L50-E transmission. So I was having an issue with it, which was giving me Trans Failsafe. So I'll kind of show you what was going on, and then I'll show you what ended up getting replaced to fix the problem. So as you can see here with the indicator, it's showing right now that it's in park. So on a trip that I was doing to Norfolk, Virginia, to visit one of my sons who's in the Navy there. I'm in Georgia, so you kind of get a point of reference. What ended up happening is while I was there, when I was putting it into drive, instead of it telling me that it was D in drive, it was actually started to tell me that I was in sports mode, which I had not put it in sports mode. It was still in just a regular drive mode. So that's what it started doing. That's what I initially noticed. And then and on that same trip, what it started doing was not only it was telling me, it was giving me the S that I was in sports mode, but it was also telling me that I was actually in fourth gear. It won't let me go in fourth gear right now, but it was telling me that I was in fourth gear. It wasn't saying manual like it's showing here. It was actually showing S as in sports mode, and it was telling me that I had selected a gear, which obviously you can't do that. So that's what it did for me while I was on that trip to Norfolk. And at that time, the vehicle actually drove fine. It didn't have a problem while I was driving, and it was not giving me a Trans Failsafe. It was just doing those indications, not giving me Trans Failsafe, and driving normally. I made it back home with no issues. I live in Georgia, and within that week after getting back, what started to happen was that when I would start up the vehicle, that the P was no longer being shown. It was gone. Just like you see the R and then the reverse, neutral, and drive, the P was no longer being lit up. If I remember correctly, I think the reverse and the neutral would show up, but when I would go into drive, it also would no longer light up. That's when it started to give me the Trans Failsafe mode. And at that time, it would no longer drive properly. It was giving me, obviously, when you're in Trans Failsafe mode, you get hard upshifts and hard downshifts, so it was no longer driving properly. So I had to get it, I had to figure out what was going on. If you see my engine service soon lights, it wasn't actually throwing that because of the Trans Failsafe. That's actually, my cats are gone, so you know, the car has 354,000 miles on it, so the cats are no longer working. So that's what that code is right now. So yep, so that's what the symptoms were that I was having, and I'll show you in a minute here what ended up getting replaced. Also wanted to give a shout out, if you like the way that my instrument cluster looks. It was actually done by a company called BavTech. I'm not affiliated, I'm not getting sponsored or anything like that, but Thomas over there at BavTech, real nice guy. Got to talk to him for a little bit. He did the instrument cluster, putting in the rings and painting the needles and all that. It looks really good. Real happy with them. They're good service. So just wanted to give a shout out to a good company that's doing good work. All right, so give me a minute here and I'll show you what ended up getting replaced. So this is off of the Real OEM website. I printed out the page from it. This is the transmission that I have. So this switch right here is the switch. It's called the set position switch. It kind of looks like it's external, at least in this image, but actually it's not internal. It's not external. It's actually internal. And unfortunately, it's not like you just drop the transmission oil pan and you can get to this. you actually have to drop the pan, the filter, and my understanding is also the valve body. It's tucked up inside there. This part is inexpensive. Real OEM has it for $154. I think I paid $140 at the dealership for it. But I am not an expert on automatic transmissions, and because I rely on this car so much, I actually took it to a local shop and had them change this out. So this is what ended up fixing that particular problem that I had. Unfortunately, it's something I couldn't do myself. I had to have somebody do it, but it did fix the problem. I've put probably several thousand miles on it now since I had this switch changed, and I haven't seen that issue anymore come back at all. So real happy with that. So hopefully that helps you guys out in case you have that same issue. Thanks.